Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, this is another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. I'm here with my brother Dre.
What's good, everybody?
Also here with my brother Kesey.
What's good, good people?
And we are the 94 Feet Podcast.
All right, David Ruffin.
I said we. I said we.
No, but I'm saying the way you said it.
No.
You sounded
Last
like-
time he would remember. Last time he said, "This is Big Zeke, and this is the 94." Like, whoa, what? That was David Ruffin, and
I knew where he was going with it. He just didn't want to go all the way there with it
mhm.
because he didn't want to start no smoke
And
today.
if he got them dance steps like Ruffin, then I would be okay with it.
That brother got
Your
two left.
two left feet.
He got two
I don't
left
have
feet.
two left feet,
You
man.
got two left heavy feet.
Man, like they heavy, but they ain't left. I got a right and a left, and they can hold a note to music, brother.
Is that what you thought?
That what you told? Who told you that?
Listen, man,
Yeah,
let's go
let's-
back to Kesey Wade and let's remember the dance steps, okay? Mine were a beat, yours were a little off.
You got this on film.
Yours were a
I
little
do.
off.
You got this on film.
Remember, we got introduced.
We'll pull it.
We got introduced. It came out.
That was different. That was different. My situation, I ain't going. I'm not going into detail. That was different though.
Okay.
I couldn't. I
Whatever.
couldn't.
Sure.
Anyway,
Sure.
Sure. Let's move on. That was a long
You
time
want me to
ago.
fight him in the parking lot? Or you want me to fight him in here?
I would have found nowhere. That was 10 years ago. Lord, let go of the past. Hey, my fault. He got left
Keith,
feet.
you know,
You the one that said it.
Keith, no, I'm talking about. I couldn't. I
I'm
couldn't
talking
get
about
down
what
like.
he's talking about.
I couldn't.
I
get
know
deep.
he
He's
talking
trying
about.
to be slick.
You think he is,
All
but
right. Let's not.
even if he wasn't slick, he still would have two left feet.
I know where you lay your head. I tell you that.
This is ridiculous. Okay, it's playoff time. So, depends on your city. So let's go ahead and get into it. The shoot around. Before we get into other things, there was an NBA players wide poll taken over a few topics. I want to compare. I want to put the question out there to compare the answers to what the general consensus was. The first
Side note, did you see the Yankees score 30 points on us in 2 days? I just had to throw that out there.
you say 30 points or 30 runs?
30 runs, points, whatever. They had 15 yesterday and 15 today.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Buruku look that bad?
Yes. But 15 runs?
It's preseason, right?
No.
No.
The season started already?
Yes.
He started a month ago.
A month ago. 30 runs.
This is why we are a basketball podcast exclusive.
Jesus Christ, man. You trying to ain't nothing going right for the homeboys. But anyway.
This last month I ain't been able to watch TV like that though.
Work.
The brother is working.
It is that time.
It's
It
that
is
time of
it
the
is-
year.
It is the time of the year. It's the most wonderful time. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a horrible time of the year. But the first question, you're building a roster from scratch. Who are you going to sign first? Anybody in the league. You can sign anybody in the league. Who are you going to sign first
Today?
today? This is whoever you want to do. Now, I'm not talking about past players. They obviously have to be active in the NBA, but you can sign anybody. Yes, Kesey, you can sign LeBron right away.
LeBron
Start your run.
James.
All right, there you go. LeBron James. Keith, Dre.
Joker.
Mm.
Joker.
For me, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Break down your answer. Well, besides, number one fan. Go ahead. But yeah, besides that, what was
I'll go since he's still thinking. Were you ready or no?
Go ahead.
Okay. Joker, simply because 2-time MVP, should be 4-time back-to-back MVP. But we know there's a such thing as MVP fatigue. He's a walking triple-double. He's the best big man since Shaquille O'Neal. He will probably go down as probably a top 10, 15 center. The NBA has had years of good centers,
Mhm.
but make no mistakes about it that the NBA is Joker's for as long as he wants it to be, especially if Denver can stay healthy on the up and up. So if I have to start right now, I'm going with Joker. Plays both ends of the court, defense, offensively.
Mhm.
Yes, he does.
Mm.
Most of his rebounds are defensive rebounds. So
That don't mean he.
That doesn't mean he
defensive
play
player.
defense.
he puts up block shots too.
Carmelo averaged a double-double. Don't mean he was the best defender.
He puts up He puts up assists. He gets blocks. He does all that. Joker is the best player in basketball right now. I'm going with Joker. And he doesn't be injured as much as some of the other superstars, which is why I didn't pick Giannis, which is why I didn't pick Steph, because Joker is good to play most of the seasons.
I'm also going to go, if I was building a team from scratch, I want to go Joker, just because I feel like I can pair him with almost any other superstar. And I feel like he's a very unselfish player, even though he is a walking triple-double, even though he is these things that Drake talked about. I don't know about on the defensive end, I think it's lacking, but because he's so good on the offensive end and he has a high basketball IQ, I feel like, and he does it with ease.
Denver's the number one defensive team in the NBA
no,
right
they're
now.
not.
Yes, they are.
No,
I'm
they're
sorry,
not.
Minnesota is.
Thank you.
Minnesota is.
And
Denver's like number 2 or 3. They just did the ranking. Come on.
What I'm
But
saying
go
is
ahead.
that it's not because of him. The point
It ain't
is,
because of Murray.
the
That's
point,
a Porter.
as a team, they have a good cast. It's not because it's not Joker individually. Like Rudy Gobert is there for defensively.
The Denver Nuggets are number 2 in the regular season. Minnesota's number 1 right now in the playoffs. So give Denver some respect.
I'm
And if
giving Denver
you're
some respect.
saying
I'm
that
saying-
it's not because of Joker, that's shady.
I'm saying is
You're
what
only
I'm saying is
that
this.
because
No,
they beating the Lakers.
no. What I'm saying is
Who?
this. Who? Him? Oh, okay. Because I was going to say Anthony Davis is getting his. So it's not about him.
Is he?
Yeah.
He was excluded from the top 3. So is he really getting his?
I'm talking about getting his points. I'm not saying defense. I'm saying getting his points.
Okay. Well, you just switched the story.
Dude, I'm not switching. The point is this: he is he's sort of a liability on the defensive end.
Who?
Joker. If you don't
believe that.
if you have to point at one aspect of his game where it's lacking, it's going to be the defensive end.
No, it's
can't-
lacking
I
that he
can't.
doesn't really care about basketball.
I can
no.
Could you imagine if Joker really cared about basketball? He'd be even 10 times better.
He probably would.
How
But
do
what
you
I'm
know
saying
that?
is,
What?
How do you know he don't care about basketball? You can't be.
Because he says it in his interviews
You
all the
can't- You
time.
can't be that good and don't care.
Bro, he does not
he's
care.
naturally
That's
talented.
not his first love, but he cares.
I think he cares too, but I also think it's
Because you
it's
can't
to
be
him,
that good and not care.
To
Come
him,
on, man, think
it's,
about it.
it's to him, it's a job.
It's a job, is
It's
what
a
I'm
job.
saying.
But
I
he's
don't think
doing
he has
it-
a passion.
But he's doing it to his best ability, though,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But what I'm saying is if he walked away from the game today, he would not care. He
Yeah.
wouldn't care.
If
When they won the championship and they said to him, the parade's in the morning, he said, oh, I'm trying to get back home to wherever he's from.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he's made it clear that his passion is horses and stuff like that.
The farm.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is, if you could point at an aspect of his game where it's lacking, it would be the defensive
It
end.
is.
Let's not say lacking. Let's say make improvement because you don't
Lacking.
become a near 4-time MVP with lacking defense.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
sorry.
Yeah, you can.
Pick one. Who was a
Russell Westbrook,
he
James
played
Harden.
steals.
James Harden.
James Harden has not won an MVP yet. Has he? Did he win
Yeah.
one? He won one.
He won back to back.
James Harden did not win back to back.
He didn't win back to back. He didn't win back.
I don't even think he won one.
He
Yes,
did,
he
but
did.
one
He
he
did win one, and Giannis edged him out, and he was pissed.
Yeah.
He won one.
Okay.
Next,
So what I'm saying
Russell Westbrook played defense.
Ev-
He played.
is every time somebody wins the MVP, it's not because they're a defensive stopper.
I'm not saying that.
It's because they take their game and their team to an elevated level. Without Joker on the Nuggets, they wouldn't be who they are. But it's not because he's on the defensive end shutting it down.
I didn't
If
say
he was
that.
shutting it down, guess what? They would have got swept. I mean, he'd have swept the Lakers.
The Lakers
Anthony-
won by the scared of chinny chin chin.
Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis has never been in this series getting his money. He ain't been shut down to 15. 10.
Joker averages 9.5 defensive rebounds per game.
What does
this
that
season.
have to do with his defensive stopping?
Nothing.
They weren't number 1 or 2 for no reason.
As a team, because the points, don't sit here and tell me that they are a threat on the defensive end. They're not.
He's had almost as good as defensive games as he's had offensive games.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
His
Yes, he
triple,
has.
if
Denver
he,
doesn't become-
if he was this so good on the defensive end, he wouldn't be getting triple doubles. He'd be getting quadruple doubles. But he doesn't get that. He gets 10 boards, 25 points, and 10 assists. He can elevate his team.
The Denver Nuggets wouldn't be second in defense if Joker wasn't helping lead that defensive stop. That's all I'm saying. And you can't say
what's
that your
lacking.
number.
What's lacking on the Joker? What's lacking on the
They
Joker?
got great defensive chemistry. It's not that Joker is a great defender.
I'm saying they have a great team.
If you ask me, sometimes he got 2 left feet on defense.
And you can. That's what I'm saying.
Watch
like, there's no like Anthony Davis wouldn't be doing what Anthony Davis is doing this series if he was a defensive stopper. He's not a defensive stopper, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He's still an MVP. But you can't say, well, he's the defensive rebound.
I didn't say that. I said defensive rebounds are part of defense. What are you saying?
You box out.
Don't you play basketball?
You boxing out.
Don't you play basketball?
Yeah, I do. You
so
boxing
you're telling
out.
me defensive rebounds are not a part of defense?
They're not. Okay.
Rebounds
are a different category.
Yes,
blocks and steals, and what your opponent had. Blocks and steals, and what your opponent had.
So,
Kesey.
High school basketball coach occasionally, defensive rebounds are not a part of defense?
You have to defend to get defensive rebounds.
So it's a part of defense, right?
But that doesn't mean that he's defending to the ability that's why he's getting his rebounds. He's 7 foot.
And then on top of that, you can
there's not a lot of
you can make that for Giannis. Giannis is a defensive stopper. He's always
didn't call Joker a defensive stopper.
But you're saying his defense isn't lacking. It is.
Y'all got to remember we're playing in an era where the big man is out. There is not a lot of good big man out there. So that's why Joker stands out as much as he does. There's not a lot of good big men.
There's at least 10.
Name 10.
Victor Wembanyama, Cat, Anthony Towns.
He hasn't proved himself enough.
Anthony Davis.
Cat is okay.
Chet Holmgren.
They're okay.
I'll give you Chat.
They're okay.
Kesey, come on, man.
You telling me what you think? Hold on. Just think of this. What do you think like Hakeem, Shaq, Duncan, Malone? What you think they'll do to somebody like Chet, dog?
They'll body him.
Of course.
They would eat him alive. I said we're in an era where big men are not as good as they used to be.
They're possibly more agile than they used to be. No. They're shooting 3-pointers.
And they're
playing point guards.
And they hurt every other game.
Most of them, not all.
90% of them are hurt every other game.
It's just the one.
Outside of Joker, probably, he's the only big man who plays 90% of his games. The rest of them are playing 65 to maybe 75% of their games at the most.
I get it.
And that's why I can't pick Giannis or other players to be the guy I would start with. Who you starting with, Kesey?
I just wanted to. I didn't even finish mine because I'm arguing with you. But my thing is, I said Joker.
I agreed on Joker.
I agree with Joker.
To be honest with you, I probably will go with Anthony Edwards.
I like Anthony Edwards.
Little MJ.
And I say that because the dude play fearlessly. And I love players who play fearlessly. Because when you play with that type of energy, it affects your team offensively and it affects your team defensively.
It does.
And that's why Minnesota is looking as good as they do, is because even though Anthony Edwards know he that dude, he also standing on it like he that dude.
I like the fact when
he just got a little bit more learning to do and to become the superstar that everybody know he can be. Dude is going to be something we talk about in the next 5 years. Like, yeah, we should have been saying Anthony Edwards.
I'm happy for him and I'm happy for Minnesota. You know, as a small team market here, I like to see the changing of the guard in the NBA. And with that said, I'm glad you didn't pick LeBron. And I know this isn't on your docket, as you call it, but a little bit of my respect for him kind of went out the window.
For who?
LeBron.
Why?
When he did that press conference and he uttered the comments at the end of the day, this is just basketball. When they were losing, when they were down 3-0, he made it seem like them asking him questions about losing in the game wasn't important, and neither was basketball. MJ would have never done that. Kobe would have never done that.
Why do y'all
let me finish.
Why do y'all got to reference everything to somebody else? Why not judge him based off of just him?
Because he always hollering about being the GOAT, and people always
he doesn't holler about being the GOAT. Everybody who likes him wants him to be the GOAT.
People have put Bron on a pedestal, and for him to say that about the game of basketball like it's just a job like Joker, That's not what goats
That's
do.
not what he meant by that.
That's exactly.
I
what he
don't
meant
think
by
that's
that.
what he meant.
That's
by
not
that.
what he
I do
meant
think-
by that.
That's what
I
he
do
meant
think
by
he.
No,
meant,
it's not.
Is this bothering you, Kesey?
No,
Is this
'cause, like,
bothering you? You just got louder.
Because people scrutinize him off of everything he do.
Bro.
He's the only person in NBA history who has been scrutinized off of every single thing they do.
I didn't like it.
He can
That's
cough
your
at the
fault.
podium and people gonna be like,
It's your fault.
It don't matter.
No,
I
it's
didn't
your
like
fault.
it.
if
Did
he
you
cough,
like
if
it?
he, come on, be honest. Be
I
honest for
did.
once in your life.
I did. When we be honest
If
about
he
what?
cough at the podium, people gonna have something to say. They're gonna be like, "Oh,
COVID.
he might have brought COVID to the league."
But no,
Damn
no,
right.
no. You know why that's not fair? Because he gets equal the amount of praise for being a humanitarian that he is in the community.
Why they
For
don't give?
building schools.
Why they don't give that?
Oh, when I say this stuff, I'm the bad.
Why they don't give this
I'm
energy?
the-
Why they don't give this energy to KD? Why they don't get?
Oh,
this
he gonna get this smoke
He
too.
over there getting smoked.
He gonna
right.
get this
He
smoke
over there
too.
getting smoked
He gonna
right
get
now.
this smoke too. But
they smoking him like a pack of Newports over there in Minnesota.
but goats don't make comments like that.
Two things. Let me just get
Two
this out.
things can be true at
Let
the
me just
same
get this
time.
out.
Can't.
Casey.
Let me get this
Two
Two
out.
things
Let
can
me
be
just get this out.
Yeah,
Let me just get this.
Not that.
Let me get this out. Let me get this out.
Wow.
Let me get
That's
this out.
wild.
Can I-
And since
That's
I'm
wild.
and since I'm fired up,
Go
the
ahead.
Bucks need to get rid of their GM since they're allowing Giannis to run a team with a player that's taking up a spot. But I'll save that for Bucks talk too. The Milwaukee Bucks have disappointed the city. They are about to lose at home on Tuesday, and we can thank the GM for part of that crap. LeBron was bogus, and he should do better.
That was bogus.
Number one. Hold on a
You
second.
been
Hold
drinking
on.
that wine and smoking them vines?
Hold on, something. Hold on, time out. Because we just talking over each other. Y'all just doing a little LeBron bait that don't matter. Let me just wrap this up real quick. Number one,
What's up, boss?
Yes, Paul.
two things can't be true at the same time.
Yes, they can.
Did I like the comment? I didn't like the comment because I won't go as heavy as he did.
What did I say that was heavy, Zeke? What did I say that was heavy?
You was making it seem like LeBron was doing that because
I'm gonna live my life after basketball. Is exactly what he was doing.
It was real. I'll say this. This is what I'll say about the comment. It was real nonchalant. Let's move on.
Yeah, like I don't care about the title.
No, but I understand where LeBron is coming from because he can't. Thanks, Tom. Actually, no, I was looking at that, but then I seen the game was over. Unless they finna chuck up 2 threes. But my thing is when he said it, sometimes LeBron can't because he's in his position, Kesey. He can't express himself how he wants to, and he knows that. But the game was frustrating. He was down 3-0. He was frustrated.
It was more.
So I get that.
It was more of a sarcastic comment based off of you know what I'm saying.
He was frustrated.
We on our way to getting swept again.
Yeah.
And people not really.
But I
taking
do
it into perspective of how he's.
I do. I understand the perspective because he's losing 3-0.
Exactly.
I can't beat these guys. Yeah, I want to talk about
It's a
why
game. I lost.
He like I can't. What y'all want me to say? Hold on. What y'all want me to say? I'm losing and I'm getting frustrated. What y'all want me to say? And I can't say what I want to say because he could have said what pisses me off is we got people on our team like D'Angelo Russell just sitting over there acting like he don't care, snacking on some
they
snacks.
Had a meme about that too.
Yeah, he over
Where
there snacking on some snacks like a little kid instead of being involved in the huddle. I don't care if we down by 50. You better bring your to this huddle. But he couldn't say that. He couldn't throw nobody underneath the bus. So he brushed it off. He was like, hey, at the end of the day, it's just a game. I'm trying to move on, such and such and such. I understand his perspective, so I wasn't mad at the comments. I wasn't mad,
but it's not appropriate for a
But
GOAT of
you
our
said-
game to say.
But you saying this like you don't know who LeBron is.
Time out. LeBron also said this, maybe not last year, but the year before that. And I let it go when he started talking about when they were losing again. He's like, at the end of the day, I'm going home to my family. I'm going to live my life just like y'all gonna go live y'all's. What?
Because
that is salty comments.
He's frustrated.
But you can't be a GOAT and let that emotion show.
LeBron's doing it this way. Michael Jordan did it a different way. Michael Jordan did frustration where he was. I see you just testing stuff out. But Michael Jordan did it where he would just come at his teammates, and we wouldn't know about it until 20 years later. So
this is
everybody,
a different era.
This is a different era. So I understand where LeBron is coming from. Is you down 3-0, and they asking you, so how you feel about losing? How you think I feel about losing?
Anthony Davis is moving back 5 feet every time the Joker take a deep breath. D'Angelo Russell's not engaged.
Well, first of all,
Rui Hachimura.
This is not on Anthony.
Wait. If it wasn't for Anthony Davis, y'all wouldn't have won the game last night.
They wouldn't
Dude,
won that
I'm not
game.
talking about his offensive game. I'm talking about defensively. Every time Joker go
He can't do
back up, he go back 5 feet.
This is
Like, you can't do that. Stand your ground and be a man.
Hey, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis wonder why he's not a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. We just have to look at the footage because Joker's running amok. Now, I will give it to Anthony Davis like I did before. He's doing what he got to do.
He's the reason that the Lakers are winning.
He's the reason they ain't close to the game they in.
You know what? I can't wait for this season to end because I believe there are going to be so many roster changes this summer.
No, they ain't.
Watch.
They can't afford it.
I'm not talking Lakers. I'm talking Philly. I'm talking Milwaukee. Okay.
Nah.
If
Okay.
Milwaukee loses,
We'll
this
save the
series,
Bucks talk.
it's going to be definitely some changes.
They're gonna
Injury
blame,
or not?
They're going to blame injuries.
Injury? No,
They're gonna
no, they
blame
won't.
injuries.
No,
Doc
they won't.
Rivers. Doc
No, they
Rivers.
won't. No,
Okay,
they
you
won't.
know what?
Because
We're
we lost
here.
2 in a row.
We're
We
here.
lost 2 in a row.
We're here now.
No. Go back to your topic.
Are you
Let's
sure?
save it. Go back to your topic.
Cause y'all got a lot of stuff to get off your chest.
I'm fired up.
I
man.
see.
Fired up today.
All right.
Been
So
drinking that
here's
wine.
what the
Jesus drunk wine, but yet I didn't have any.
I'm sure you do.
I
But
got.
this is what the NBA player told the NBA player picked. They picked Victor Wingspan.
Told you we should have did the
Just-
awards last week
No,
because
you
now
shouldn't.
they're announcing them all.
They did finalists, but they announced 2 awards. They announced 2. Are you done?
Mhm.
I'm
Okay,
watching
let's-
NBA
let's
stuff
go to
too.
the next
They
question.
announced 2.
Hey, next question.
Because Dre on one today.
We did scratch from scratch.
Okay. What's the league's most underrated player? Mostly underrated player.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson. I'm gonna go with
I get
Jalen Brunson.
I get it.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
His
Until we
contract show,
start,
his contract show he ain't underrated.
well, no, that doesn't mean that.
He
There's
got
a lot of big name. Tobias Harris got paid.
but he's overrated.
Oh, 4 years ago.
Drew Holiday
What
got
talking about?
paid.
4 years.
Players are getting back paper, so let's not judge that. I didn't even recognize Jalen Brunson to be a household name until we started this podcast.
That's because you don't watch basketball. The point is,
You almost made me say
he
something.
was really good at Villanova.
You almost made me say something.
Him and Josh Hart and them.
he was going
Let's not act like the reason that this podcast didn't start was because we were in COVID talking basketball via text message. Okay, clearly I watch basketball.
I'm talking about besides Golden State.
I got NBA League Pass. I watch basketball.
What
probably
does that
more than you.
mean? You even use it.
I do.
Only
Quite
time you using it is when Stars is off. I guess I could watch some NBA.
Well, there's no power right now, but Jalen Brunson I think is most underrated, simply because although the Knicks are doing well, he does not get the superstar treatment.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think this year he. You know what? I'm gonna. This one to say that, Dre. I think this has been his year of. That game's over.
It's coming out year.
I don't say coming out year because last year was his coming out year. I think last year was his coming out year. I think this is the year where we recognize.
Take no picture of him.
What you mean? He the reason
they winning.
won.
I'm saying finally.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I'm gonna say he scored 7
Shit.
points yesterday, 2 days ago.
I know.
But,
But
I know he better than that. It's just like, dude, what did it be going on in the playoffs where somebody almost got to put a gun to your head for you to take over a game?
check this out real quick because just to let our audience know, we kind of watching the end of the Dallas
No,
Mavericks.
2 of
LA
them are.
Clippers.
2 of them are. I'm paying attention.
Just because you own one.
Why you
Yeah,
gotta do that?
Exactly.
Because y'all,
Why
you
you
do it
gotta-
to me.
you
Do
just-
you not do it to me?
Did you
don't.
just not turn around 3 times in a row?
Exactly.
What?
But the point I'm making is just really
That's not
quickly.
the point. Y'all just focused on me, man.
That's because we have good views. But real quickly,
Scoot over so you can sit next to you. You can Stop complaining. Filthy animal.
no, really quickly though, without Kawhi Leonard, the LA Clippers can now not depend on just Kawhi. Like, you know how the office is circled around him like they do LeBron, like they do every superstar. But with him out, James Harden has to step up. Paul George has a reason to step up. Like they have a reason to, but before they didn't have a reason to.
I'll say this about
And
this.
Kawhi won't be good for the rest of the series, by the way.
I'll say this since we're talking about it. I picked the Clippers, but I would be okay if Dallas won because I'm tired. I'm tired of James Harden. He always gets into these great situations and does nothing with them. Go ahead.
He played decent to start the first half, I thought.
What's
He
on your
did.
docket?
But no, Kesey, who's the most underrated player to you?
If y'all don't like my Jalen Brunson pick, I'll go with
No, you don't have to worry about our.
Okay, cool.
Your pick.
Thank you, Kesey.
That don't make any sense to
It's
say
gonna
that.
be a long episode. It's gonna be a long episode.
Dude, you didn't. What type of week you had?
What?
How was your week?
It was great, man. Life is good, man.
Oh, okay.
He just came in. Sometimes Dre just be coming
You
here
came in and fired up today. I ain't know what type
I'm
of week
just
you
saying,
had.
man. You was 20 minutes late, and you was sitting here, didn't tell nobody.
18 minutes,
in.
but
I
we
was
ain't
just
gonna
saying
complain
what's
about 2
going on
minutes.
upstairs.
Talked about.
I just came to see what's going on upstairs.
You are silly, man.
Okay, Kesey, who's your most underrated player?
To be frank, I'm also pretty upset about the Bucks. Not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty upset about the Bucks because now the reason I'm upset is because every year it makes our 2021 championship look more fluky. But go ahead with your underrated player.
Who you got most underrated player?
Most underrated player to me.
Do you need a list? Who the NBA?
I'm gonna say, do you want me to give you a list?
I'll give you a list. The NBA ranked their 8 most underrated players. Number 1 being
No, don't do that.
What? It's only 8.
They did I have the longer list, but the point is, I can give you.
Give me somebody who.
I'll give you top 5.
Okay.
I'm not in no order, just top 5.
According to his record, and then I'll give you mine. Which one? Who's your source?
I don't know.
What article are you reading?
I'm reading from an article. This is something I found. Anyways, we have who's on the list? Drew Holiday's on this list.
He's not on this one.
SGA.
Yep.
Fox.
He's not on this one.
Jalen Williams, Derek White, Cody White.
So according to Bleacher Report, I
probably did get some Bleacher Report.
You didn't get this from
I don't
Bleacher.
want you to do top 5 yet. I don't want you to do top 5.
You didn't do that from Bleacher though, because your list is way different from Bleacher, and Bleacher only has 8.
Kesey, who you got?
I'm going to say. I don't even know, dude.
So Bleacher,
no idea.
This is what Bleacher says.
I just said don't.
You just said what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Why? Who do you got?
What I was going to say.
I honestly, I still have. You know what? Looking at this list, to be really honest with you, I feel like SGA.
He's on this one too.
Is probably the most underrated player. I think like this year.
He's about to win MVP though.
Is he? But I feel like this year I feel like there's always a knock against him, and it's that he's still young. So when you're reading the scouting report for OKC, he's on that scouting report just because he's the best player in that team. But there's not like, do we gotta double him? Excuse me. Do we have to double him? Is there a reason? We'll just put somebody on him and then we'll shut him down and keep it moving. I just feel like he don't have the respect that he should as a top 3 person who's an MVP. So that's why I'm giving that. But since Dre really wants to do this, go ahead.
No, because he was having trouble naming players. So I'm gonna just go give.
I didn't want your top 8 to influence his answer. That's why I said.
You're fine. I mean, Jalen Suggs is on there. Alex Caruso. Because I don't think really superstars can be considered underrated. Like to me, Jalen Brunson he's not the superstar yet, right? If you think about top 10, he's not in the top 10 best players.
Top 10 players this year or overall?
NBA right now.
Right now?
Yeah, he's not top 10. That's a stretch.
Top
10. Tobias Harris is on there. Not sure why. Shea is on there.
Overrated?
Underrated. Chet Holmgren's on there. Scotty Barnes is on there. Paul George and Alperen Sengun is on there from
the person that the NBA players picked out of 126 votes was Derek White and Jalen Williams. I don't think y'all know who Jalen Williams is.
From OKC.
Yeah.
Because I watch basketball. And actually I would like to change my vote. I would. I'm going to say this because I think unfortunately his experiment's going to end after this season. I'm going to go with Bobby Portis. I'm going to go with Bobby Portis because once again they passed him up for 6th man of the year.
And we'll get to talk to that with that.
I'm going to go with Bobby Portis.
I like that answer.
I'm going to take it back. I'm going to go with Bobby Portis. I don't think people appreciate the only reason that the Bucks are in games when Giannis is hurt is because Bobby comes in and puts up double-doubles off the bench.
I don't think Bobby, you know what's funny though? usually a 6-man can. The point of a 6-man is that he can replace a starter, but he's just not a starter.
Yeah.
The thing about Bobby is I don't like him in that starting position. To be really honest with you.
Well, get ready to see him tonight in that starting position.
Yeah, no.
As well as who else? Who gonna start and play today?
Well, obviously nobody, because we don't have the depth.
Oh man, how bad?
Who is who? 15. Who's the best defender in the NBA?
Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama might be the first player to win. Did he get nominated for Defensive Player of the Year?
He did.
He might be the first player to win Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year.
I don't think he's the first. I think Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem, perhaps. But I'm going to go with Victor Wembanyama. And obviously, only because he 8 feet. Yeah, but still, don't matter. I'm going to go with Victor.
I'm going to go with the Victor. Kesey?
Are you ready to admit that you were wrong about Victor?
I already admitted that 2 weeks ago.
Did you
keep saying it?
I would say it one more time.
No. Now, you know what? I was going to, but you just ruined it. So congratulations. Victor, he ruined it for you. I was going to do it, but he did it again. So there you go. Dre ruined it for you. Kesey?
What?
So you're not paying attention?
Who's the best defender in the NBA?
So to finish up the other part was, okay. I might just go with what Andre said.
Kesey said, y'all not going to just keep skipping me.
I'm going to just say Jalen Brunson. At the end of the day,
I like that.
What he's done for
New York
and their fans and bringing life back to that city for basketball.
But do you feel like he's not getting his just due because of that?
I think he's not getting his just due with sports commentating and stuff like that. Like the NBA knows he is who he is. The players know who he is. Mm-hmm. The GM know who he is because they paid him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't talk about him enough.
You don't think so?
And praise him enough.
I think he's the first name that comes up when you talk about the Knicks.
Yeah, when you talk about the Knicks. But outside of the Knicks, you don't talk about him. You don't talk about him in no debates.
I mean, Dre did disrespect him and say he's not top 10.
He's not.
He is.
He's not. That's why he's underrated.
Give me 10 players.
Right now,
LeBron, Giannis, KD, Shea, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Now you're just saying. Okay, you said Shea.
Yeah, SGA. That's 5.
But you hold on a second. Did you say Chet?
No, LeBron, KD, Giannis, SGA, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden. Okay, James Harden. You're not James Harden not better than Brunson? Stop it. Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic. Let's see who else. That's 9. So you said 10, right?
Now you looking crazy.
You asked, so I gave them to you.
You telling me he better than Kyrie?
I'm saying here's my 2 things about this. 2 things. Number 1, James Harden and Kyrie Irving has been in this league a lot longer than him.
He's 27.
But I feel like give him a couple more years.
That's not the question you asked, though.
He'll be in their same position.
But that's not what you asked.
So when you say, if you let me finish.
Well, finish.
I will. Is there a time clock I'm looking on?
There's not a time clock, but you keep saying like you can't.
I didn't interrupt your rants. I didn't interrupt your rants.
You did.
No, I did. No, I did.
But you can't ask questions and then get mad because we rebuttal it.
You asked me. My opinion is Jalen Brunson is top 10. No, but my thing is this. When you talk about Jalen Brunson and you talk about these players better than him, I feel like you're doing that off the resume, which is justified.
Jason Tatum,
which is justified, but I feel like when you talk about players like I say young player. When you talk about these young players, he's on that list of guys who are getting it done.
He's top 15, top 20.
He's up and coming. He's top 20 though.
So when you say
that's why I called him underrated.
So check this out. Steph Curry, LeBron James, KD is starting to get skeptical. But I'll throw him in there. Giannis, Joker, Tatum, Luka,
Irvin,
SGA, Anthony Edwards, Cat, Bro,
I'm just throwing names
what's
out
the
there.
disrespect with Cat?
My lad, what?
What's the disrespect with Cat?
What you mean? What's the disrespect? What's the
You,
right
you be
with Cat?
disrespecting Cat, bro.
The guys you're starting to name haven't done nothing. Like after you go LeBron, Steph, KD, after you go those three, that list of done something starts to get a little thin.
No, it doesn't.
What is Jaden Tatum done? What is Jason Tatum done?
I'm about to tell you.
Go ahead.
2 seasons in a row with the best record in the NBA.
That's his team. All-star appearances, leading the league in scoring. Where's that at?
Where is it at for Jalen?
Yeah, that's my point.
That's
my point.
Jason Tatum has
like y'all. Okay, hold on a second. Same thing with Luka. If you talk about what they've done, it gets a little.
Well, I'm glad you know that now. I'm glad you know that now. Because you.
And for me to say, I like Luka, but let's just talk about what it is. Like when you talk about
that clap is for the Luka hate.
No, this big three,
because everybody gives these players, like he's saying, all of this praise who ain't done nothing.
They ain't did nothing. We're going off skill alone, and when you talk about skill alone, these guys he's top 10. But when you talk and taking over a game, New York is undersized and they're a little undermanned, and you're thinking they finna win 4-1 on Philly.
An injured Philly, a banged up Philly.
Sounds like a personal
Philly's
problem.
is not as good as people.
Like
so now it's a personal problem. Philly's is not as good as people.
No, because just like you said with the Bucks, we don't care about that. Where you supposed to be at? At least Eastern Conference Finals. That's how the expectation is.
Y'all, we really do love each other. We are not this hostile usually.
No, this is just passionate debates.
So we're not.
And number one,
don't tell the people
we
that.
do this over the phone too.
We do.
And through texting.
We do. Do text messages mostly. Because they don't answer the phone.
We do this when we go out to eat. We do this when we go to any event. This is just who we are.
Yeah, exactly who we are.
And at the end of the day, I don't like them. So
that's fine.
Let's move on.
So this question got a lot of debate. This question got a lot of debate. And I just want to hear, because of time, I'm just going to cut to it. They asked who's the league's most overrated player.
You just answered that.
That was underrated.
Oh.
Overrated.
Paul George.
Oh my.
James Harden.
Paul George.
And that's
James Harden.
Oh my God.
Bro, y'all call him playoff P. Enough said. Enough said. The fact that everybody is still bidding on this guy for these major contracts and he comes up short every year in the playoffs. He does nothing for his team when it matters. Right? He's playing second fiddle to James Harden, second fiddle to Kawhi. He plays second fiddle in Indy. He plays second fiddle. He's
Indy.
When old boy in the early LeBron years. No.
When he first got
when he was growing, Danny Granger, he was playing second fiddle.
When he first got there,
he was still playing second
when they took Miami to the Ringers. Playoff P was the dude.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When he first got there.
I'm telling you like this.
I'm going
playoff P ain't the same since he broke his leg.
No, I think that took. Oh, I get it.
When he broke his leg in USA basketball,
he's acknowledged that
he has not been the same.
He's probably
he plays with a sense of
timidness,
mm-hmm. Like he doesn't want to get hurt again.
All right, that's a real fear. Number one, he alluded to that. He's like,
so did Kawhi. They said that about Kawhi too. They said the reason that.
He takes himself serious.
They said when he went down for dunks this past game that you could see the look on his face that he wasn't comfortable.
I just don't. While we here, I just don't like Kawhi because of his personality. That personality doesn't. It looks worse when he is hurt, and he should be focused on himself, focus on his injury, focus on the show. But it just doesn't come off like I love this game and I want to give it all to my team. Really quickly.
I disagree. It comes off as I'm protecting my body because I spent the last 4 years injured, nursing injuries.
But my thing about that is when it just come off like you don't care though. Like we can't sit here and talk about LeBron saying you did this whole thing about LeBron because him being frustrated about losing. But if you talk to Kawhi Leonard, he's like, I'm just not playing. I'm just like my knees are messed up. I just don't feel like playing. And I'm just like, it just don't sit with me well. But the big controversy was because Rudy Gobert had won this one vote out of 81 votes.
Most overrated?
Overrated.
Again? He won it again?
He won it again.
I think people just hate him because he has a really mucked up attitude, man.
I don't think he has a mucked up attitude. I think people don't like him because he's weird.
Yeah.
And I knew he was weird when he pulled the Aaron Rodgers.
When he spread COVID?
No, when he pulled the Aaron Rodgers.
What do you do?
You know, Aaron Rodgers after the offseason, he goes to this way out in the woods in this dark room, just pitch black. And
that's because everybody was all over
himself.
That's because everybody was all over
right.
Aaron Rodgers for being a hater.
Now here's the top 5 for this list: Rudy Gobert, Jordan Poole, which I thought was a pretty good one vote, Trae Young, Dylan Brooks, and James Harden.
Most overrated?
Most overrated.
James Harden.
I'm surprised Tyrese Halliburton's not on that
James
list.
Harden.
Tyrese Halliburton is on this list. He's just a little further down.
Okay. I'm gonna go with PG. Is PG on the list?
PG is not on the list, but you know it was. All these people that's on this list
that shocks you.
I'm glad you asked that question. To be really honest with you, James Harden.
It doesn't shock me because James doesn't get it done. He's a big baby. He always talks himself out of bad situations to go to better.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think James Harden he's a villain. Let's just get that out the way. He's a villain, but he can put up 30 like he did today. He can put up 30. I just feel like he like, I can't do this. I can't keep putting up 30 and we losing. So let me just step back, actually see what I have to work with. Like, that's how he became a point guard. Like, I need to see what my team can do and so on and so forth. I mean, but that's a good question, Kesey, because Anthony Davis is on his list. Patrick Beverly is on his list. Karl Anthony Towns is on his list. Julius Randle is on his list, which Julius I always thought
might be up there with me too.
Yeah,
Pat Bev's always overrated.
Pat Bev's a loud mouth, so I get that.
Yeah, but
that's what he do. That's just him.
Because he talk. Because if he wasn't talking crazy, then he would have on his list. Bradley Beal's on his list.
And the way Tyrese Halliburton went past him, I'm kind of saying he might be a little bit overrated defensively, like people say.
They got Tyrese looking like a superstar.
All I know is this.
They got him looking
Tyrese
like a
is looking at Tyrese is like, who on me? Bucket. I'm like,
he was like barbecue chick. He was like, I know I'm finna score this.
Exactly.
He was like, I saw him, and then he turned his head. I knew it was
Bucket.
over.
I was like, when he crossed him, but I'll say this: if Pat Bev wouldn't have fouled him, I feel like we could have won that game.
I'm gonna give it to Chris Middleton for showing up to work. Because Chris,
save for buck stop.
Okay,
save for buck stop. But now we're gonna get into awards. Like Dre said, they have announced 2 awards. Naz Reid is the winner of the 6 Man of the Year award.
I would have picked Bobby if we would have had a choice.
To be honest with you,
I would have picked Bobby.
I know I can understand why they didn't pick Bobby, but it still kind of burns my biscuit. I seen this earlier. When you compare their season stats, Bobby played 82 games. He played 81. Bobby had 13.8. He had 13.5. Bobby on rebounds had 7.4. He had 5.2. Assists, they were even. Steals and blocks, he had more. He had 1.7. Bobby had 1.2. And then true shooting percentage, he beat him 59% compared to Bobby's 58. I just really feel like Bobby's never going to get it.
Nope.
To be honest with you,
it's a done deal.
And I feel
he's been in finalists for the last 3 years, and he's never getting.
This was the year he was supposed to get it.
This was,
but I think the Bucks
he got it. But I don't think
underachieving season killed his chances.
Give my boy a hand.
I think
Real
also,
and I think with Minnesota stepping to the plate and raising up to the occasion off of his 6-man stats is what got him the win. Because you got to look at Minnesota and look at Milwaukee.
Plus, they're not gonna have no other awards.
Yep, they thinking Milwaukee should be where Minnesota is right now and playing at that caliber of basketball.
Well, check this comment out. I was just thinking about this. NBA don't like Milwaukee.
Yeah,
that ship has sailed.
On, y'all. Let's not.
I'm serious. That ship has sailed of us getting all the games and all the the hype about Milwaukee. It's the All-Star game situation
because we blow.
This situation, like I'm just starting to feel like Jay just don't mess with us.
Milwaukee is a back burner.
Like when you a small market, you get a window. You get a window of the NBA showing you love.
We on the back burner unless Giannis is being Giannis.
You can say something like that. And I think this season has been a roller coaster and very disappointing.
Very disappointing. very disappointed.
So I don't know if
But we didn't even have a horrible record. We just didn't play to what they thought we should
we
have played
didn't play to their expectations.
So we threw the last 2 games of the
we didn't
season
throw. We lost them.
to avoid Miami to lose to
Nah, I don't want to hear about that. We just lost those games.
And my thing is like, even teams that even more talented had rough starts to a season when they
Not
got
this
into
bad.
play. What do you think Miami did? They lost 16 in a row.
They weren't expecting to win that good.
Yeah.
They weren't
When they first came in, they were expected to mollywop everybody.
What you talking about?
But Miami started out struggling.
You talking about during the season?
Yeah.
No.
They didn't win the first year.
No, what I'm saying is I think last
It
season,
takes
last season what Miami did was a miracle. You'll
I'm
probably
not
never
talk-
see
I'm
that
not
again.
ta- I'm not talking about that Miami.
So what are you talking about then?
I'm talking about that D-Wade, Bosch, and Wade at Miami.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
But they came
So
back
it's
the next
hard.
year.
It's hard. But the Bucks, this is their first season all them together.
Oh, you
Him
talking
and
about Dame and Giannis?
Yeah.
I get it.
Somebody got to figure out
Save for
who's
Boston,
going to
but
be
I get you that.
the big dog.
I
And
get
we
it.
talk about this when
You know what's funny about that, Keezy? That is true. Because Giannis like, this Dame team. Dame like, well, this Giannis team.
you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody taking responsibility.
But then they nice.
But somebody got to be the big dog.
Well,
Save it for Bucks talk. Let's
Let's
get
save
through
it
these
for Bucks
awards because I want to hear what y'all got. On these
Steph
awards.
Curry's the winner of the NBA Clutch Player of the Year. I thought they would just do that to him. I'm not gonna cap. I thought they just do it to him.
I like it, but
Of course
who
you
did?
do.
Steph.
Curry.
Steph has more game winners than anybody this season. Why
Does he?
wouldn't they give it to him?
Does he?
That's the whole reason he got it.
Does he?
Yes. You know I know.
I know you know. I know. Now, they announced the finalists. So what I'll do is I'll announce the finalists. Either you can pick from the 3, or you can just pick who you think should get these awards.
We got to go with the 3.
We don't have to go with the 3. If
We
you want,
should. They're finalists.
This is your opinion. If you feel like the 3 shouldn't be one of the 3, and you have somebody else, please do. Hey, please put it out there. Because I ain't gonna say I have. Yeah, kind of. Rookie of the Year.
That's
Chet
obvious.
Holmgren, Victor Wingspan, or Brandon Miller.
I'm going with Victor Wembanyama.
I'm still not gonna say your name right, but Victor Wingspan, you have my respect. I will give it to you.
That's gonna be unanimous.
As the season went by, I was messing with you, but I really like Brandon Miller. I really
like
him.
Chet Holmgren. OKC has a promising future, Doc.
They do.
They have a promising future.
Who you got? Rookie of the Year. Now you don't have to pick the out of the 3.
I see you, bro.
But
I see you, dog. You got a screen piece on there too. Invisible shield.
It's a part of the case.
Let me check you out.
is this the right time to do this?
We do everything else.
But yeah, Kisu, who you got?
For
Rookie of the Year, Chet, Victor Wingspan, or Brandon Miller, or you can have somebody of your choosing.
Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna give to Chet.
Over
Chet?
Victor?
Just because their team looked it better with him. And I think that goes back to kind of how we were just saying with the 6 Man of the Year award. Like they probably gave it to him because Minnesota looked it better instead of this shaky Bucks roster. And Bobby didn't get it, but Bobby should have deserved it more.
I think this situation is a little different just because the fact that I don't know for sure, but I think San Antonio won 20 games this year.
So that means
that's a shocker.
But that don't mean
that's not a shocker.
That doesn't mean he was
a shocker.
I just don't see. The one thing I can say about Wingspan, as you say,
I like the
he has not seemed to be a game changer to me yet.
You don't think so?
No.
No, I get
he
it.
plays decent. He plays pretty good to be a rookie.
Mhm.
Really good to be a rookie.
I think he put off a quadruple double twice this year.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't see him taking that team over the hump yet.
Imagine if Chet didn't have SGA. They don't have nobody in San Antonio.
But imagine if SGA didn't have Chet. Would OKC be just as good? With anybody in the middle?
They were in the playoffs last year. And
what happened?
They got bounced in the just playing.
They got bounced, but it don't matter. It don't matter.
I don't know.
They got bounced, right?
Yeah, they got
So
bounced.
the
They got
coach,
Chet in the lineup, and
the
look
coach
what
of
they
the
doing.
year
Look what
was announced too. So they just announced coach. Of the year.
Okay.
Who was it?
Can I get there first?
You
Can I
know,
get there first,
you know, the point guard here doesn't, he doesn't like anybody
Sorry, I
with
just
other.
don't like blabbing stuff off. And,
He doesn't like any other ideas. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not that I don't like any
I'm just
other
saying,
ideas.
if they just broke the news, we would be giving ideas on something that just happened.
But I'm saying, can I get there first?
So to your point,
I just
I
don't
don't think that Chet would have done. He would have been in the same position if he would have went to OKC without SGA. That's all I'm saying. They would have. San Antonio's rebuilding, and we gotta respect the rebuild.
So would San Antonio look the same if Chet went to San Antonio and Wembanyama went to OKC?
Yes.
No.
They would have been just as bad.
No.
Would they look the same?
No. I think they would have been a little worse. With Chet, they would look worse.
Wow.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't say it worse. I would say a bad season.
Let me tell you something. How I was looking for Victor Wingspan to be garbage. I was looking for him to be garbage. And I was like, oh, wow. Oh, dang. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Like, as the season went by, he got progressively better. So that's why they say, let him get an off season. Not all the hype has died down. He can just really focus. Let's say he's sitting in the gym. He was as skinny as Giannis when he first came into the league. Let's just add 20 pounds of muscle. You're looking at a beast who can shoot. And they're not like, hey, could you kind of like bring down the shooting? Because we have shooters. They're like, hey, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
I just don't think.
Now, does it look pretty?
He
No,
did. He
he
came in the league doing the same thing that he ended the season doing.
What do you mean?
Taking bad shots, shooting low percentages,
but
and blocking a few shots.
I guess the difference between those two is, like you said, I think if Chet was on San Antonio, they'd be worse. But I also think that Chet he's in a better position because he can sit and develop because he doesn't have to be that guy. I think Victor Wingspan has to be that guy, and he's exceeded expectations to be that guy. Like, I think they beat the Nuggets this year. And like when it comes to like locking somebody down, Joker, you can't really do nothing with him. Like, you can't shoot over him. You can't get around him. He's so long and tall, which is the whole point of him being 7'4". But if he don't gain no weight, I see where you coming from, because then he's gonna be like, okay, I know how to play. I'm just gonna body you. If he gains some muscle, it's gonna be a problem.
I just seen the same outcome coming. Maybe a little bit better with Chet because Chet is a little bit more efficient when it comes to scoring.
He's a little bit more efficient. He doesn't get as many shots because I think as a collective, OKC is a good as a collective.
But he also doesn't take those shots that Wembanyama was taking. Wembanyama took some horrible shots sometimes.
Yeah.
Knowing the game 100%. I don't see his IQ as good as Chet. That's to me.
Yeah, but Wembanyama didn't have a choice but to take those shots. There was nobody else on the Spurs team
you
got
a choice. You got a choice.
Keith,
you got a choice. Come on. You got a choice.
And I like
everybody had a choice.
I like Victor. I like Victor's attitude. I like his attitude, his team first attitude. I like all that stuff. So I like I said, Keezy, I was looking. I'm like, Chet at the beginning of the season. Chet, I ain't trying to hear about this Victor Wingspan. Like,
I'm going with Chet.
I get it. Most improved player finalist is Tyrese Maxey, Cody White, and some foreign guy. I'm not going to try to announce his name. Is it?
That's very rude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Who's a foreign guy? Because I'm
the dude in Miami.
Dude, no, it's the dude in Houston.
That's the dude who was number one according to Bleacher Report as most underrated player. Alperen Sengun. I'm pretty much sure I butchered it too.
There you go.
Alperen Sengun.
Let me see.
From the Rockets. But it doesn't matter. I'm going with Maxey.
I'm going with Maxey.
Tyrese has been up and coming, and he's really coming to his own since he left since they got rid of James Harden. He's really found his way in Philly.
He is not that good to me.
Who?
He was all right.
He was
Aspirin.
Yeah.
I think he was probably if he wasn't the number one option on their team, he's probably the second.
In Houston?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
He was like 3.
Because it wasn't the Thompson.
Let's stop acting like any of us watched the Rockets.
I watched him play.
We even went to the game and I watched him play. You know why they say he's underrated? The only thing that I can see that he really does.
Mm-hmm. He's got good footwork. He's got a jumper.
He's really observant to the game, so he does have a nice basketball
He's
IQ.
a European player,
and he doesn't do more than he's supposed to do. He do what he's supposed to do. But there's nothing about his game that's over the top to me.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I assume we're going Maxey.
So for
most improved player of the year.
Most improved.
You know how I really want to put in this on this. I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards, actually.
Dang, it's been 55 minutes already?
Yeah, 20 to that was you arguing.
Oh, you blaming me?
A little bit. Keezy, can we focus?
We are focused. We just want to make sure this thing ain't caving in.
Look, if you ain't worried about now, then
I'm going to say most improved.
I just gave you the 3 finalists.
I don't like him though. You don't like
Maxey?
You don't like
Maxey was doing what he did last year. He just didn't do it as good this year to me.
Maxey, Cody White. I actually like Cody.
Cody White is decent.
I like Cody White.
I'm gonna go with Maxey. Maxey carried that team when Embiid was out for all them games. Philly doesn't make the playoffs if Maxey doesn't play in those games.
I give you that. So who you going with?
I'm going with LeBron James. No.
Could you?
Oh, no, you will.
Could you be voting for Steph Curry if he wasn't hurt?
Nah, man. I told y'all before the playoffs started, I said, and Zeke will back me up. I said, I'm changing my tune. I don't think the Golden State Warriors have it anymore. And he said, really, Dre? I said, yes. I said, Golden State is done. Stick a fork in it.
I don't really know who to go with for most improved because a lot of players have stepped up this year that I didn't expect to.
Like who?
Like across the league, like a lot of the younger players. Like
I'm about to move on.
Because you
then move on. Nobody asked you to stay there.
You dancing like your
I just said I don't know.
All right,
on check-in days. Mr. Davis, but I did. I went over there.
Defensive player of the year.
She was gonna be there, Mr. Davis.
You know she's gonna be what?
What is wrong with him?
Let it go. You missed it.
Defensive player of the year. Bam, Rudy Gobert, or Victor Wingspan.
Victor Wingspan.
Of course, I'm going Rudy too. It's always Rudy.
He'll probably win it, but I would give it to Victor.
I'm always going Rudy.
I just think what he does,
he does
pay too much for it.
Let me ask you this:
he does what he does.
Did Anthony Davis get snubbed? Did he get snubbed?
No.
Not to you?
No.
Really? Because he was peed off.
He was.
He
said he was like, I'm never gonna get it. You're not. You're lucky you getting all-star votes.
I'm also surprised LeBron never got it.
I'm not. LeBron is not that authoritative on defense. Yeah, I said that.
You smoking good though.
Keezy,
let's move on.
Do you know about this or do you don't know?
What?
Defensive player of the year, who you got?
I already said it.
Who?
I said Rudy when you said Rudy.
Rudy Gobert, brother.
Hey, what's in that cup?
Nothing.
Let me smell it. Come here. Rudy cup over here.
I'll tell you. MVP. You keep saying Jokers. You going with Joker?
I'm going with SGA. It should be Joker, but we know SGA is gonna win it. And in fact, here's why some old school basketball heads listened to us talk, and they were like, obviously they love the podcast, me most, but I'm just kidding. They were they were saying that there's a such thing as NBA MVP fatigue, which is why Michael Jordan didn't win more than he won, which is why they didn't give it to LeBron.
I say the same thing.
Which is why Kobe only got it once. So although Joker is the clear front runner and could arguably win it, OKC with the coach of the year, OKC with the number 1 seed, OKC playing some incredible basketball, OKC with the runner-up of rookie of the year, a lot of that can be attributed to SGA. I'm going with SGA. He deserves it.
I'm going with SGA just because I don't like when MVPs every year. I don't like that. I despise that. And y'all get on me every time I do this, but still, same thing. I just don't like that. Every single year,
I'm really
doing what you do, and we got
leaning
other players with
towards-
great years.
I like Shea, but I'm more towards Anthony Edwards.
Is he a finalist?
He
He is
not.
not a
Who's a
finalist.
finalist?
Finals is Luka, Joker, and SGA.
Yeah, it's SGA.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to be a superstar and have two big men like that
I don't think so.
and buy in defensively and offensively like
But-
he did this season. Without him,
Yeah.
who else is it going to be? I mean, like Mike Conley and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
We gotta never let you let that one down.
I know y'all not.
Mike
number-
Conley,
number-
the
number
Utah
one,
Jazz.
Hey, but he started.
So here's the thing, and I don't know if this is on your docket or not.
Of course, it doesn't matter.
I don't want people to get overly confident. Yes, 3-0, a comeback has never happened. But if the Minnesota Timberwolves can mess around and sweep Phoenix,
Mhm.
you really have to take them serious for a championship run.
They're the only team who could possibly beat the Nuggets.
You really have to take them. I don't know. I think Boston has the Nuggets number, bro.
They don't.
Well, they're gonna sweep. They're gonna run through the East like running water.
Maybe.
But
And then we have Coach of the Year, which was just announced as the winner.
OKC, right?
OKC's coach. I don't like that.
Who else was in the running?
The other running was Chris Finch
From
Minnesota. From Minnesota Timberwolves, and Jamal Mosley from, I think his name Jamal Mosley from Orlando Magic. I honestly think he should have won it.
What with OKC, man? It's all full circle, man.
I think from the guy from Orlando should have won it. For
I
them to
think
get
Doc
to-
Rivers should have got it.
I'll leave that alone.
Doc, you got one full season to get it right.
We really do.
You got one full season to get it right.
You got training camp this year. I don't want to hear nothing next
You
year.
got training camp and perhaps some new players, but
Yeah.
But who's
But-
the?
What?
I'll save for Bucks talk.
We finna get into Bucks talk. We didn't do it in the injury report, but Damian Lillard strained his Achilles and he will not be playing in Game 4 tonight.
4 or 5.
Probably not. He's doubtful for 5, but he won't. He's doubtful for 5, but I don't know. He's doubtful for 5, but fingers crossed he might play. Before, he's definitely not playing.
I hope so.
If the Bucks lose this series, is this worse than last year's loss to Miami in the first round?
Yes.
No,
You think so? I don't think so. But go ahead.
because we're both injured. I think it gives them somewhat of a pass. If they both played this series and they lost, it'd be different. But both out, I mean,
But aren't you the guys that said we
Guys
should
or guy?
aren't you the guy that said the Bucks should beat Indy no matter who playing?
I said if Giannis was by himself, they should beat Indiana, or if it was Dame by himself the whole series, they should beat Indiana. They don't have either one.
Now, but that wasn't the case for Game 2 when they whacked us by 30.
Game
Dame played,
for us to win.
Middleton played, and they whacked us by 30 on our home court.
I mean, that's gonna happen just because they got the ball rolling and they cut that game close.
It wasn't that close. I was
They
there.
they cut it.
We were both there.
Oh yeah, we was.
It.
We won the double.
We actually came back, but Chris Middleton had to put the company on his back,
And he did a good job.
and he did a good job. But come on, wait, I hear you, but let's remember, man, we got to protect them knees of Chris Middleton, man.
For what? He done after this season.
No. What?
You think they trading him?
I bet you my bottom dollar, the Bucks lose to Indiana, because you're not getting rid of Dame
Maybe,
and you're not getting rid of Giannis.
maybe not Giannis, maybe Dame.
No.
No.
You're not really getting a Dame.
You're not getting that.
You're not getting rid of Dame.
Does the Bucks GM lose his job?
No.
You give him a season. I'm willing to give him one more.
He fired a coach halfway
I'm
through.
willing to give him one more.
But he had to get approval to do it.
It's not looking like the Dame trade worked in our favor. Drew Holiday's over there. Hold up, hear me out.
Go ahead.
Drew Holiday's prospering. He's playing his role. He got another big contract. We got rid of Adrian Griffin when we were number 1 in the NBA. I still think we should have got rid of him, but we did it, right? Dame, who we've all said before the trade went down, we were happy, but we also called him what? IP. injury prone.
You did.
Okay.
All right.
So we're taking up a roster spot with a bunch of. Here's the stat that neither of you say because you're such fans. And I'm not even making it about the Nasses. Do you know the stat that's most concerning about the Milwaukee Bucks that no one talks
That
about?
you keep on talking about?
What?
The oldest team in the
We're
NBA?
the oldest team in the NBA. And Doc does not even play our young core talent.
Because they're not play worthy.
Well, then the roster needs an upgrade, and the only person that can do that is the GM.
You know who we should have got?
Who?
Rid of?
Beauchamp.
I'm an adult.
Beauchamp.
No. Well, Beauchamp would be a nice reason to get rid of. Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
We you know who flourishing? You know who flourishing? Grayson Allen. That's who's flourishing.
How he flourishing and they down 3-0.
Whoa,
That ain't
he didn't
just
play.
on him.
He ain't playing. He led the
He's
league.
hurt.
He led the league in 3-point shots.
He's hurt.
I'm not 3-point percentage.
He's
No,
hurt.
he did not.
Yeah, he did. He led the league.
Beasley was leading the league in 3-point percentage.
He led the league.
Beasley was leading the league in 3-point percentage.
No, he did.
Anyway,
Look it up.
Anyway, the bottom line is
Look it up.
we cannot give the Bucks GM a pass.
I'm not saying give him a pass. I'm
because
saying
the fact that
we have to just
Go ahead.
check this out really
ahead.
quickly. You're right. You are right. Adrian Griffin had to get rid of him. Had to get rid of him because this is what going.
3-point percentage number one is Grayson Allen.
Thank you. Here's the thing about this. I would say
Who's behind him? Keep going.
This is what I'm saying about this.
Hold up.
The GM put us in a box, but
Yep.
this is what going all in looks like. This is what going all in looks like. To me, you have Giannis fully healthy. You have Dame fully healthy. We beat Indiana.
Luke Kennard is the second.
Okay. We beat Indiana. I honestly feel like that. But I also feel like there do need to be some roster changes. But I don't think it needs to be the core.
The
Bobby
core is injured.
They're
older. They're getting older. Zeke, that's your favorite thing to say.
Yeah, they're getting older, but we have people like Connaughton who's still on this team.
Needs to go.
You talking about why they ain't putting the young dudes in? I'm not going to put you in just because you're young and you're not producing.
Crowder needs to go.
Crowder, you had a year. We got to get rid of you.
Pat Bev,
I like you, but
if
we can find a better, I'll say this. This is what I'll say to that. If we can find a better point guard, yes. Do I like that Pat's a dog? Yes, I do like Pat's a dog. This is what I'll say to Pat about Pat. If PJ Tucker was out there, he'd be getting cooked too, but I still like him.
Does he still play for the Clippers and sit at the
He
end
does
of the bench?
stuff. He still plays
Why
for the
they
Clippers.
hating on him so hard?
What you mean why they hating on him? They ain't hating on him and he said something. And he didn't say nothing, they wouldn't be hating on him.
Like why
don't they play him? Because he don't do nothing.
Okay.
And they have people who's actually contributing.
Yeah.
So my thing is this. PJ Tucker should have left, but I think he sees something. He like, I don't like this. But I don't think the Bucks need to completely. If you trade Dame, you're not going to get what you think you're going to get for him, and which is another superstar. You have to get another superstar for him. But I don't think there's a lot of superstars out there that we can get. No, I think we should get rid of Chris Middleton. We should have got rid of Chris Middleton 2 years ago. But because we didn't, nobody wants him.
Nobody taking them knees. And
that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants him now. And that's the thing about it. Like, it's a tough decision. But I told Dre a couple weeks ago, the reason for Golden State's demise will be loyalty. And it's looking like the same thing with the Bucks. Like, and we get mad when we trade people like Drew Holiday, but Drew Holiday is here because Drew Holiday is in the position he's in because he doesn't have to do much. Like, he's in Boston, not having to, all you gotta do is hold defense, and I really don't have to do that because I'm not gonna be holding the best player. The best player is probably gonna be held by Jaylen Brown, or Jason Tatum,
or Porzingis,
or maybe Porzingis if it's a big man. But it's not going to be me. I just need to do what I need to do, and I need to do it at a high level.
I'm going to say this: injuries or not, the more and more people talk, the more and more that 2021 championship is making us feel like, yeah, that was a fluke. Yeah, you ain't.
I mean, I asked that during the season.
Yeah, y'all ain't getting another one because we should be up on Indy 2-1.
I don't know about 2-1.
Well, but then again,
you know what? That game with Indiana with the double overtime, we should have won the game.
And I'll say this: I've said all season, Indiana is who we didn't want to see in the playoffs because we were up 4-1. We lost 4-1, but we also don't want to see them without Dame and Giannis. I hope this isn't it. I have hope that the Bucks will come back. However, it's not looking good for our Bucks. Kesey, do we escape this or no?
I don't know. Well, I really want you to answer that question as far as is this a worse loss than last year?
It's not a worse loss than last year because our superstars are injured, and we playing with a up and down Chris Middleton who played a really good game last game. I cannot lie. I'm going with what you guys said. It is time to get younger.
Do you think?
And you said it a long time ago.
What?
The Bucks got to get younger. They got to. They don't have a choice. In order to save our older heads that we got, like Giannis and Dame, we got to get younger at the 5. We got to get younger at the 2, and we got to get younger at the 3.
And you know what? We have been loyal to Brooke. Thank you for saying that for years. It's time to cut the cord.
I think he's a great backup, but he shouldn't be our starting center anymore.
I think
it's time to find a younger athletic big that can do some of the things that he does.
We need to get rid of Beasley because he's too inconsistent.
He actually shot really good this year.
Yeah,
I think the lineup changes by the coaches is what threw off his ability to stay consistent because he was at the top of his game to start the season.
At one point, he was leading the league in 3-point efficiency.
I think he just lost his rotation, his spot in the rotation, and that's what killed him.
Kesey, is this series over?
That's an obvious question.
I don't think it's over.
What?
If Milwaukee can win here today, I can see us winning the series still. If they lose today, it's time to start working on package deals.
Severance packages. Easy, like it's time to start working on severance.
I'm not going to dog them out because of the injuries. So I'm just going to say this: it's time to start working on some deals.
I know this is what I do know. This is what I do know about the Milwaukee Bucks. We are going to be stuck with this lineup for at least maybe 2 years,
and we're going to be a playoff team only.
I don't think so. I think that let me ask you a question, Kesey, because you're the fan. If we have Giannis,
what am I?
Huh?
What am I?
You're a different kind of fan.
I'm objective. Okay.
Kesey, Jesus Christ, man! If you wasn't a season ticket holder, anyways, if you, Kesey,
you're welcome.
Do you think the Bucks? Do you think the Bucks are going to? Because we stuck with Doc, we're not trading Dame. Giannis is, he's still good. And then, who do you think needs to go? Let me answer that question. Who do you think needs to go? And who do you think needs to go?
We need a full roster overhaul.
We need another.
I know what you're gonna say. I want to hear what he's gonna say because I know what you're gonna say. I don't like the whole overall thing because that's not gonna make us a better playoff team.
I'm gonna take you like this. I say we put Brooke and Middleton in a deal, and we get younger.
I just want to put this out there real quickly. On free agency, they about to go to Houston, both of them. We stopped them from going to Houston. They didn't go for obvious reasons. I feel like this year we're gonna let Brooke go, but who do we replace him with?
He's still got a year left on his deal.
You got to trade him.
I thought he had a
2-year deal.
Oh yeah, 2-year deal.
You gotta trade
Middleton
him.
got a 2-year deal, didn't he?
3.
Middleton got 3 with less money.
Okay.
Yep.
Now Middleton, I if you take less money, I'll give you that just because. Oh Jesus Christ! Just because, he understands you got bad knees, and he like, I know I got bad knees. We gonna keep you, but can you take less money? I would respect the player who does that.
And there's a lot of great free agents on the market. The Bucks can't afford a lot of them. I mean, but you got.
And no one wants to come here. Let's just be frank.
You got Pascal Siakam.
We got a what?
We got a nice 1-2 that could persuade a solid third.
DeMar DeRozan. We could work on a sign and trade with the Bulls.
I'll get it.
I said we put Brooke and Middleton in the deal.
And who are you expecting?
Whether we win or lose,
who are you expecting in return?
You don't want nobody. You just want them gone.
Is that what you're saying,
Miles Bridges? Miles Bridges will be available.
I like
as
him,
a
but
power
he too
forward.
thugged out.
Nick Claxton as a center from Brooklyn will be available. Obi-Wan Kenobi will be available.
Who? Say Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. I say the foreign dude, whatever. He just said Obi-Wan Kenobi.
OG
Number one,
Obi.
Number one, we do need a
center.
No, I was going to say we do need a what they call Tom?
Emmanuel Quickly, D'Angelo Russell. No one will touch him. Malik Monk.
And I think
Bruce Brown.
Another thing that ticks me off about the Bucks, they're not putting enough effort into their younger players.
Thank you.
No.
Thank
no,
you.
no,
But that's
no,
coaching, though.
And let me tell you why.
No.
Hold on.
Hold
on.
Go ahead.
Have you seen Jackson Jr.?
Who?
Jackson Jr.
Yeah, I know
Andre
who it is.
Jackson.
Andre Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a young player that all you got to do is coach him to where you want him to be. I've watched him play all year. He's gotten better all year.
He has.
He hasn't gotten worse.
Agree.
But his minutes are so inconsistent, you can't see his development.
So they have been
need
saying
somebody. We need somebody.
And
here's my thing about this young.
He's a high-flying young player.
That's it.
That can defend.
It's not. He can't.
What they're saying.
Did you see that block he had?
I did. Did you see who it was against?
It doesn't matter who it was against.
It does matter. That stuff matters.
It was there. Did you see the dunks he be putting back?
Did you see the 80 points that he put up, that Beauchamp put up in the spring summer game? Great. Have you seen him put up 20 in a real season game?
Because you got
20. Not 15. 20. 25.
Because you gotta.
We don't have time for that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, as a coach, players you can break, you can make, or you can break them.
Yeah.
And right now, because Doc is stuck in his old school ways, the same way Adrian Griffin was stuck in his old school ways, where rookies don't play. We're in a different era.
Yep.
Rookies are way more athletic and way more better now.
That don't make your team better.
Okay, then. Women, got plenty of minutes, and he's showing the hell didn't make San Antonio better. So what are we saying?
He's there by himself. We are in a different position, Kesey.
We're not talking about.
We're talking about winning right now. We're not talking about winning 5 years from now. We're talking about winning right now.
How can you win right now if your young players ain't being participating in those wins?
So
to get
the
confident.
reason
So
why.
when Middleton gets hurt, he can fill in and be that dude because he's already been playing minutes to feel comfortable stepping into a role and becoming a better player.
Kesey.
Follow me, please. My hand, I've been quiet.
It's too much old school ways that's not adapting to these younger players
first
now.
time being quiet, so don't act like you ain't been going ham.
Quiet these. The quiet. You sit back. The Milwaukee Bucks have had a history though of poor player rotation. Coach Bud had terrible rotation.
What? He did, but it had nothing to do with the young player.
Griffin had terrible rotation, and now Doc has. There are games where Doc has a 6 or 7 man rotation. I wonder what he gonna do tonight. With three of your bench players in the starting lineup. Is Crowder gonna play? You know what I'm saying? Like his head so hard, ain't nothing hurt about him.
Walk it off.
Walk it off, man.
Walk it off. Get up, Pat. Get up, Pat. Get up, Pat.
You know what I'm saying?
Do it for the pod. Anyways,
look
my
at
thing
that.
is this.
On the bench in a boot. Giannis, on the bench with a hoodie. Don't DBA got a dress code?
Nike hoodie.
All I'm saying is
that's a Giannis brand hoodie.
I agree.
That's a brand, yeah.
I agree with Kesey.
He got that from the Acapulco store.
I agree with Kesey. The Bucks need to learn how to maximize our whole. That's why That's why teams like Minnesota, New York. Let me finish.
Ahead,
New York, OKC, even Denver. They are
maximizing.
They are maximizing their lineup.
I am boiling in this seat.
Hold on.
They are maximizing their lineup.
Listen to this. If you go and look at all of the rosters who got the oldest players, look and see what their problem is. They're not playing the young guys. Why do you think Phoenix getting their ass kicked right now? Because they're not playing no young guys.
They're playing the same 4
They
injured
playing
players.
the same 5 superstars that are old, that don't got nobody to step in and give them a contribution because these coaches are stuck on not playing younger players. Look at Indy. Why do you think Indy is so good? Because they're young and they're playing.
Don't have a choice, Kesey. You're talking about teams like, okay.
They got some veterans on that bench that don't even come off.
Who?
On what team?
On what team?
On Indy.
Who?
Johnson.
Johnson who? That's really common.
James Johnson.
He needs to be sitting on the bench unless we finna fight. Unless he finna come off that bench and Kung Fu somebody's head off, he need to be sitting on the bench.
Okay.
You're talking about
then Pat Bev need to be sitting on the bench unless he's ready to come out and fight.
Whoa.
Agreed.
Whoa.
Pat Bev is a waste of space, bro.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
He's there for a reason.
Pat Connaughton shouldn't be coming off the bench
But
unless we need to end of the shot clock.
So here's the thing. Number one, if Beasley was hitting, Pat Bev wouldn't be playing as much as he is. Let's just get that out the way. The reason why y'all talking about developing young stars, the teams you're talking about had no choice. OKC had no choice. So if you want the Bucks to take another step back, then yeah, we should develop young teams. But that mentality is for people who are not trying to win right now. If if OKC didn't win it all, we'd be like, well, they young. They got some more years. If the Bucks don't win right now, like we're talking about, they not gonna win.
Then look, and
then blow up the whole roster. Get rid of everybody.
You talking about,
are y'all crazy?
Hey, Steven C.
This is one of the best rosters in the league put together. This is one of the best rosters in the league of rosters. This is one of the best ones put together.
Who?
The Milwaukee Bucks on paper. On paper. Don't act like Giannis is not a top 5 player. Don't act like Dame is not a top 10, top 15 player. Chris Middleton is top 25. We have a big 3. You can't even name OKC big 3.
Okay. Since you want, hold on.
And Chet and then who?
Dre, hold on before you go there. How many games has Chris Middleton played this year?
Hey, he was injured.
Okay, so who's supposed to step in?
Beauchamp had his chance.
He did not have
it. When the time Beauchamp scored 20 points?
Because they have games where Beauchamp will play
20 points, Kesey.
You got games where Beauchamp will play 22 minutes, and then you got games where Beauchamp will play 3.
He has 22
minutes
and 5 points.
How can you have a rhythm? How can you be confident in your game if you don't know if you even gonna come off the bench?
Because I've seen you play 20 minutes, you got 5 points.
Did you know?
And 3 fouls.
Did you notice what happened in the OKC game yesterday? When they interviewed the player, the whole team got around the player.
Yeah,
OKC
they're playing like a college team.
OKC played 12 players yesterday.
Yeah, they're pretty deep.
But they're young and deep because they're being developed. That's all
they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice.
Neither does Milwaukee.
That's why they got rid of.
Neither does.
That's
Milwaukee.
why they got rid of Russ. That's why they got rid of Carmelo Anthony. That's why they got rid of Paul George, because they knew it was time to develop younger players. Because
they
younger players
have a choice.
Everybody got a choice. Everybody got a choice.
They didn't have a choice.
I love y'all. This is great talk, but come on, man.
What?
The Bucks need. If we don't, let me tell you something. I put something in our group chat. Do you remember what I put in there?
Of course
I said the NBA is changing. The super team era is over. These young guns are out here putting the league on notice. Denver, Boston, Minnesota, Oklahoma City Thunder, the Knicks, heck, even Cleveland and Orlando. The days of just depending on big 3 to do it, it's over. LeBron and Anthony Davis can barely win a game. Oh, let me finish. They can barely win a game. Mm-hmm. KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal can barely win a game. They're down 3-0, and they are arguably 3 top 20 players on that team.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA is changing, and if you don't develop a full roster, you will not be able to compete for titles in this league.
Here's my thing about that. Because you gave Phoenix and you talking about Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves are Anthony Davis, who's young and up and coming, and then we have a veteran defensive player who is an anchor. He does what he does, and he does it very well. Karl Anthony Towns.
They have a big three.
Yeah, they have a big three. I'm gonna get there. Besides that big three, who are you looking to score? Because guess what? Minnesota, when they had injuries from one of those big three, they didn't do anything.
They have Kyle Anderson. They have T.J. Warren.
Oh, are you looking at your phone?
I'm looking at the roster.
Are you looking at your phone?
I'm just giving
Are
you
you
the
looking
roster.
at your phone? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I'm talking at the top of your head.
I can't do.
Who are you talking about besides the big three? Besides those big three,
Listen,
who are you
hold
talking
up,
about?
hold up,
Because
hold
when I
up.
say Mike Connolly,
finish?
you clown me. But he's the starting point guard.
Hey, man.
We just talked about Reed not being.
Listen. Well, first of all, screw you, all of you. Okay, let's just say that. No. Go on, man. Y'all go.
What you talking about?
Go. Listen.
Even Indiana.
Can I finish?
Go ahead. You talking so young?
Can I
These
finish?
are teams who have
Can
no choice.
I finish or not? At 1 hour and 25
We
minutes,
about to wrap.
I'm going to be late for the opening, but
Tina won't start.
good thing it comes on at 7. Anyway, she's dead, bro. It's a Broadway show. Oh my God, you are still
I thought she was still alive.
bro.
She died
She's
like
been
7 years-
dead,
like
dog.
7-8 years ago.
Bro,
Ike
it's
Turner
a
did.
Broadway show. Oh my
I
God,
thought Ike Turner
Do
died.
you not remember
he
that?
died too. Anyway,
All right.
what I'm saying
Hey, big wheels
is
keep on rolling. Anyways,
Isaiah.
I'm sorry.
big wheels keep on rolling.
Is that too much? Was that too far?
He was going before that. Now he going with the whole suit on. Listen, what I'm saying is none of us that's not the Bucks or maybe our second favorite team can name anybody else's roster without reference. So don't do that.
I can.
Don't do that.
I can.
Don't do that.
I can.
We might can name 4 or 5, but we can't name nobody's deep bench unless we're studying the roster for prep for talk.
So
Don't do that.
So first,
Don't do that.
well, first of all,
Like you can name Dallas because you love Luka. He can name
I-
the Lakers because he's a LeBron guy. I can name Golden State because I'm a Steph guy. But don't sit up here and act like you can name. All right, y'all. I'm out. It's always been a pleasure being with y'all. I'll see y'all next week. I can't wait to get with y'all next week.
I mean, just what you gonna do? We gonna wrap it up though. We gonna wrap it up, man. You do got somewhere to go. Okay, we gonna wrap it up. Let's do the schedule, but I still stand by what I say. Anyways, they not playing for a reason.
Before we go,
Are you sure?
somebody grab Ron Artest. Where he at?
Lil Dog been talking crazy all game though. All
Yeah.
series.
You know,
Somebody need to slap him.
frustration is
Light-skinned dude.
He need to
Really,
wait for Austin
Tom?
slap.
what is this
That
cricket
light-
internet?
light-skinned
Okay.
dude.
He need to wait for Austin slap for real. And he swung a punch, so he need to get slapped. He need to get
This,
He
he,
need-
needs
he
to
need to
get
write-
ejected.
he need to get
He
ejected,
need
but
to
he
get
need to wait for Austin slap too.
He
So
not
this
being
is all
Indiana.
I'm saying. This is all I'm saying, bro. Y'all done made me lose my train of thought. What were we talking about? Before that, what were we talking about?
He ain't even that good to
Bucks
even be trying to
developing young
be out there
talent.
doing that.
No, what I'm saying is, I forgot.
But Bobby like that. That make Bobby play better though to me.
It does. I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. It was
Wow.
somewhat important, but
Come on, let's roll it.
nevertheless. I remember. Is this Bucks versus Indiana series over? Yes or no?
That's obvious.
Not yet.
Is the series over?
It's
Isaiah?
over. It's over.
I'm gonna agree with Zeke, and I hate to agree with him because of the outcome, not because he's my brother. But this series is over.
Tone said when we did our first predictions, Tone said 5-1. 4-1. I
said
s-
6.
We said 6. Tone, what we now?
Kesey said Bucks and 7.
Y'all looked at me like I was so blasphemous.
I know. I mean, if it wasn't for these injuries, it'd be made a little different, but still. But anyways, this has been another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke.
Your boy Dre. It's been a good one, people.
Your boy Keys.
You can catch us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can catch us on all streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, SoundCloud. Agree with us?
Oh!
What?
Bobby got ejected.
This game.
Yes. Wow.
Agree with us?
Probably not.
Peace.
Peace, good people.